Welcome back, Rocket Lads fans. It's been a busy week in Rocket Lads as the round robin is winding down. We're here at beautiful Manfield Stadium. I'm Jakuta Khan, and we've got Patty Bigrig in the booth. How you doing tonight, Patty?
I'm doing excellent. Really excited for this game. How are you doing, Jakuta Khan?
Pretty spicy, pretty spicy. I have a feeling we're going to have a 5-gamer going to overtime in this series. We're going to get a new look at 98 Bulls as Obsidian plays his first Rocket Lads match. Let's see if he can get a goal right out of the bat. And we've got Team 4 as their opponent. Now, Team 4 is finishing up the round robin. They are a perfect 5-0 so far, and they are looking to make it 6-0 to be the only team to go with a perfect record in the round robin. Do you think it's going to happen tonight, Patty?
I'd love to see it, honestly. I'd love to see it. They take top in the league from Champ Z's. Yeah, and that'd be really great to see. But at the same time, I also like to see Obsidian kind of pull the 98 Bulls up a little bit. They're starting 0-2. They still got a lot of games left to go, so should be an interesting round robin for them as well.
Be a good test for team number 4 as we got the poll up in the chat. Who do you think you will win tonight, 98 Bulls or Team 4? So far, we got 98 Bulls in 5 games, tied with Team 4 in 4 games, which makes sense because it would go with their team name. But it's going to be a good matchup. It's almost no pressure for Team 4.
Team 4, yeah.
Because they've locked up that first round bye. They know that they're going to the playoffs and they don't have to play in the first round. But they've got a formidable foe now, as 98 Bulls did look good in their opening game, kind of fell apart a little bit in game number 2, and looking to regroup here in game number 3 with a new team member. So it'll be interesting to see these two teams go out a potential finals or semifinals matchup in the playoffs as the round robin winds down. It looks like the players are about ready to take the field. We've got 98 Bulls still looking to hit that button there. All right, we got one team on the field anyway, from what I can see. And we're not gonna get to the action just yet.
All right.
It looks like a little bit of a warm up for Team 4. Oh, got a little slight delay. So,
just to kind of let the tension build up a little bit, get everyone excited, make sure everyone's awake.
I was all ready to go. Haven't been in the broadcast booth for a while, and so certainly no stranger to seeing these delays from the other side. But interesting development. So, anyways, Patty.
Yes.
Team 4, 98 Bulls. What do you expect to see from 98 Bulls with Obsidian joining the fold?
Well, it's his first game to the team, but at the same time, I've seen them practice more in like the last week than I had seen 98 Bulls practice ever. So honestly, I think we might see teamwork be even better than we had seen in the first 2 games. I think it's pretty likely. And I think Kelsaw's been playing a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how he's improved, how his game's improved as well. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And like you said earlier, Team 4, not a lot of pressure. They're going to go to the playoffs. There's no way they could go to the round robin, and they're going to be like a top seed, I think, pretty much guaranteed at this point. But it is nice for the confidence if they can beat this new 98 Bulls team, because a lot of people are kind of worried about how tough they're going to be, how beatable they're going to be. So if they can pull off a win here, that's going to give them a lot of confidence going into the playoffs. But, give them the confidence they need, knowing that they can go and they can win in the playoffs, even with these changes to the teams.
Yeah, you brought up a good point about Kalsov and Obsidian training all week, trying to develop that team synergy. And that was something that I wanted to really look for tonight. And you, the viewers, should keep an eye on it as well. How much of an impact has Obsidian had on Kalsov? Has he had an impact on him already? Or is that something that we'll just have to see as Kalsov develops as the third man on the team? Certainly been playing a lot in the past week. Jamin, interestingly, has a 68.75% shooting percentage. Now, he doesn't take a lot of shots, but 11 goals on 16 shots is still a pretty
Yeah, I saw
interesting
that as
stat
well.
on Jamin. He picks his spots.
It is. Yeah, yeah. He when he takes a shot, he's hitting them, and Jamin's a really, really good player. So I think he's going to be a great second with Obsidian. And of course, when it comes to Team 4, we know that Carbon is a force to be reckoned with. He's top 5, top 10 in pretty much every statistic in the league that you'd want to see your top player be in. He's got, I think he's like 5th for shots. He's top 10 in goals, top 10 in saves. He's pretty much everywhere that they need him to be. Of course, Carbon's top in demolitions as well in the league. So they're a pretty aggressive team. It'd be interesting to see if he can use those demos to kind of get Obsidian off his game and give his team that little bit of an edge that they're going to be looking for.
When it comes to boost management, what else is Carbon tops at?
Yeah, he is top at using all his boost, even when he's going supersonic, which will never let him live down. I believe he still doubles number 2.
Not even close. Not even close. For our newer viewers out there, what Patty's mentioning is using boost while supersonic. So when you start to see those trails on those wheels, lay off the boost. You don't need to use anymore. You can actually not go any faster once your trail starts. And unfortunately, Carbon, it's an area of improvement. As good as he is with going up the wall, with taking those air dribbles, with scoring some spicy goals, using boost and his boost management is something he'll need to work on. And let's see if he can correct that for the playoffs, because you don't want to be in that spot where you need to come up with a big save when you're in the offensive end and the ball's sitting on the goal line and you just don't have the boost to finish the job. So let's see if Carbon improves. He's aware of it. We've been ragging him all week about it. Let's see if he takes some steps to improve in that category. We're about a minute away from kickoff now, as the players are just warming up on the field here in beautiful Manfield Stadium. A couple of other interesting stats to note. So go ahead, Patty.
Oh, I was just going to say, along with the boost thing, that while Carbon does waste a lot of boost, it kind of has an interesting side effect that he also steals a lot of boost. And this 98 Bulls team in those first 2 games, they're the 3rd worst team for staying at 0 a lot of the game. So they're already having a problem with their boost being stolen. They're about to meet a whole new world when they go up against Carbon.
Interesting. Do you have the stat of which boost that they're stealing?
They're both. Carbon steals everything. He is I believe he is 4th in both of them. But yeah, definitely top 10 in both stealing small and large boost pads.
Yeah. Those boost pads in the corners are so hard to resist, but if you can get your rotations going to be able to steal them from your opponent, can really help out there as we get ready here.
Yeah, it looks
almost
like we're
set for game number 1.
Yeah.
What are your predictions, Patty? What do you think? I'm going to pick Team 4.
I'm thinking Team 4 in 4. Yeah, I mean, how could I not predict that? I think it's Team 4 and 4, but I would like to see Game 5.
All right, goal leaders tonight. Carbon is sitting at 25 goals on the season. Evan Lars with 11 and Quietly Chaotic at 10. As mentioned earlier, Jamin has 11. We're about set here as the 2 teams will start game number 1 here in a heavyweight battle between 98 Bulls and Team 4. At least that's been the hype from this new 98 Bulls. And Jamin, I mean, I almost got confused which net they were, because Obsidian and Jamin were both sitting. Oh, a little whiff by Evan Lars. Yeah. They're just both sitting at Team 4's net with nobody around.
Yeah, I was also too. I kind of like looked at Jamin. I looked at the net, looked at Jamin. I'm like, no, I think he can score. And he did.
It's almost like he's just taking his sweet time to tap it in. So 98 Bulls out to a fresh start. Jamin with his 12th of the season, just 10 seconds in. And already 98 Bulls feeling good about themselves. Near miss there by Jamin. Evan Lars comes up, 50 with Obsidian. Goes right to Kalasov. He'll front flip into it. Kind of gets his wheels on it. He'll try to center it for Obsidian. Sitting in the middle of the slot. Oh, Carbon clears it away. Obsidian. Nice little tap. Cleared away by Quietly Chaotic, but that's going to bounce right back in the middle for Obsidian. It didn't really go too far. He's out of boost, though. He'll have to regroup and head back. Jamin will try to catch it. He does. Try to collect the boost. No, left it for Obsidian. And he'll end up taking it. Both were indecisive.
Really liking what I'm seeing from Kalsov right now. He is positioning himself really well, using his handbrake to get some tight turns. I think he's been those lessons are starting to pay off. I think
A little more power slides in there.
Yeah,
He's going up in the air and getting a little more confidence too with his aerial game.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
He's gonna center it. Jamin's coming in off the crossbar. Obsidian tries to catch it, blocked by Carbon, sent into the offensive zone. Favorable bounce. Does he have the angle? No. Nobody around to help him out. Quietly Chaotic puts it on net. Jamin with the easy save. Evan Lars kind of goes sideways. Doesn't get a powerful shot. And that's going to go and be cleared by Jamin. Carbon stopped by Obsidian. He's got 6 boosts. Not enough. He'll try to do something with it, but Quietly Chaotic. Oh, nice 50 there by Obsidian. Positions himself nicely to keep in the offensive pressure there. Kalsov back pass to Jamin. Throws it up the side wall. Can't get a handle on it. He'll rotate out and leave it for Obsidian. Kalsov cuts in. He'll send it up the field. Obsidian, a little double commit here from 98 Bulls. 2:40 to go. 1-0 98 Bulls. Jamin off the bar. Stays out. Kalsov sends it wide. Obsidian off the corners. Go back to Jamin, but he's going to have to regroup and give himself some space to turn around. Puts it off the side wall. Obsidian will take it. Nope. Jamin decides he wants another touch on it. Carbon up in the air. I'm not seeing too many offensive chances here. As soon as I say that, though, quietly.
Oh, no!
Oh! Talk about timing.
The commentator's curse.
11th of the season. Yeah, they're not going to want me to do this again.
No,
Jamin
just could not get underneath it. Yeah, couldn't get it out of the net.
I was just about to say, as Team 4 ties it up, that they were not generating much offense. And lo and behold, they score the tying goal. Jamin up in the air. Can't get a handle on it. Oh, Kalsov off the corner. Kalsov is looking for his 3rd of the season. He's sitting at 2 so far in the round robin. Carbon up for it. Gets a decent clear. Quietly Chaotic will come in behind him. He'll keep it up in the air for Carbon. Carbon puts it to the far side, but Jamin is there to hammer it off the corner. That's going to bounce nice in front of the net. Cleared by Carbon, sorry. Obsidian to Evan Lars. Boomer of a shot wide. Obsidian lets that bounce to Evan Lars and calmly puts it off into the far side. He'll collect the boost and start out. That's coming to net. Carbon's going for boost. To left the net, and he gets dunked. Obsidian as the Bulls take the lead. I can tell right from... I'll let you break that down, Patty, but I'm sure you saw the same thing.
Yeah, Carbon just went for a boost, got it out of position, wasn't able to get a good hit, and Obsidian just able to dunk that easily into the net, making it 2-1.
When Obsidian is coming down the field, you've got to be aware of where he is and position yourself accordingly. Unfortunately, Carbon thought he had time to get that boost and didn't. Oh, off the post, stays out. Team 4 has another life. There's 1:20 left to go. Bulls are up 2-1. It's been a close match. Carbon looking to tuck that home. He misses uncharacteristically. And it stays a 2-1 game. Jamin up the field of Obsidian looking for the demo on Chaotic. He's gonna get enough. Yes, he just interferes as Jamin puts in, I believe, his 13th of the season. That's his 2nd of the night.
Jamin is playing out of his mind right now. 4 shots, 3 saves, 2 goals. He's top of the scoreboard. He is... Oh, these Bulls are looking awfully scary if Jamin's going to keep playing at this level through the rest of the round robin.
So the turnaround, Carbon had a glorious chance to tie it up. Misses, and the ball comes all the way down the other field. Now Kalsov will get his 3rd of the season.
Kalsov.
Obsidian with the assist. As Carbon loses the 50 with Obsidian, Kalsov tucks it home for the goal secure. That might have been going wide, but made sure it went in. 4-1 Bulls.
So safe play.
Yeah, it looks like they'll take game number 1, but unless Carbon has something to say about it. What does Team 4 need to do as the clock winds down here? Chaotic to Evan Lars.
I just feel like they're not getting the same kind of offensive pressure that they're normally outputting. I mean, they have 6 shots, but they're not really that great. The scoring chances aren't really there. It feels like Obsidian's giving them the kind of the weak shots, but taking away any of the really dangerous scoring options.
Carbon again, just missing. It looks almost like Carbon's just not warmed up here.
Yeah, because Carbon is usually takes the majority of his team shots, and also that pretty unfortunate whiff earlier that kind of lost him a goal.
He dropped it bump to make it 5-1.
What a bump by Kalsov here, stopping Carbon from being able to go up right there. Carbon's out of the play, giving Obsidian just a free goal. Nice bump by Kalsov there.
Good eye on the play there. Kalsov, and there's some effect of Obsidian, probably with some of the communication there, telling them to go for that bump too. 7 seconds left. So again, the score is deceiving. Carbon with a nice save to make sure the score doesn't get any worse. Jame will put in the corner, and that will just about do it as the ball finally hits the floor. 98 Bulls take game number 1, 5-1. But I tell you, it was a lot closer than that. And you got to go back in this game to when the score was 1-1, and Obsidian came off the wall in the defensive zone, jumped, got a touch to send that ball towards the net, and Carbon, instead of staying in position, goes towards that corner boost, which is across the net. So not only is he not getting the boost that maybe he should have gone and tried to get boost behind him, but now he's going across the net way out of position, and it makes it a difficult angle because if Obsidian's coming from the same side of the wall, it's going to take Carbon a lot longer to try and hit that far post. And at the end of the day, he couldn't get there anyway. So that was a turning point for me when that made it 2-1. And then, of course, Carbon had a good chance to get, not that I'm picking on Carbon tonight, but 2 key plays that, Team 4 was in this. And Carbon had a glorious chance to tie it up at 2-2. Couldn't quite find the handle. So a little bit of a slow start for Team 4. But they definitely have it in them to compete with 98 Bulls. That score was very deceiving.
Yeah, I agree. I think after it became 3-1, those last 2 goals just came from some frustration on Team 4's part. Or maybe they were just kind of like letting loose, giving up and waiting for, they know it's a 5-game series, so one bad game is not it's not the end of the world for them.
Team's gonna hurry down here for game number 2, and they'll get squared off. Obsidian wins the 50, sends it to the offensive zone right away. I noticed quietly Chaotic and Evan Lars have been, Chaotic's got the goal for his team in game 1, but we've seen Evan Lars really just going bananas for his teams in past matches, and let's look for him to kind of awaken here in game number 2 as well. Chaotic gets a touch to send it towards the net. Kalsov loses the 50 to Chaotic. Obsidian will take it up the wall, knowing that's a strength for him. And that's going to drop. Carbon puts it out.
Save.
Excellent stop there by Carbon, and they need more of that from him here in game number 2 if they want to get back in this series. Evan Lars pops it around Obsidian, gets a nasty bounce off the corner. Really tough for him to get a second touch, and Jamin will start up the field as gets it past Chaotic. Carbon with a good read. He'll send that over Obsidian and out. Kalsov gets a touch on it. He centers it, though, right to Evan Lars, who puts it up. It stays out. Fantastic demo. But Evan Lars just missing. That was close.
Carbon with that, those demos that he's known for, almost got him a goal. What a save.
Chances at both ends. 98 Bulls and Team 4 looking for the opening goal.
Carbon with another boom.
He's starting to feel it now. When you start to see him demoing, you know he's starting to get engaged in the game. Chaotic rotating out. Carbon touches it to Jamin. He centers it to no one. Evan Lars will try to collect it. And Carbon will puts it off the board over Obsidian. He's got no boost though and no angle. Can't get a touch to center it. And Obsidian will clear it out to the left wing. Now he centers it across the field to Jamin, but he can't get there. Kalsov can't get a touch. Jamin comes off the wall and put it back to Carbon, who centers right to Obsidian. He's gonna chip it in over Evan Lars. Just not a favorable touch there by Carbon, as he lets it roll off his back and basically centers it for Obsidian, and he just can't do that.
Yeah, I think the problem was Carbon should have rotated out there, but he kind of turned back on the play, got that awkward touch, and just kind of ended up passing it out to the opposing team, unfortunately, for them.
For new viewers of the stream, Obsidian is a grand champ, I believe around 1600 MMR from last season, season 14 in Rocket League. And so he's going to burn you. You've got to make sure you know where he is on the field. You can't be giving him opportunities like that. 1-0 for the Bulls. Yep. Evan Lars goes up the wall. He'll try to center it. Just ran out of boost. You can see him with 0 there on the board. Carbon centers it, but Obsidian will clear it. Chaotic off Kalsov. It's gonna Carbon gonna turn. He will, but Jamin beats him to it. Evan Lars collects it. Nope, goes over him. Jamin sends it further down to the offensive zone, but Chaotic will start back up the field. Let's see here. Obsidian doesn't get a good touch. Evan Lars centers it, and he's gonna put it in short side to tie it at 1.
Nice shot. Yeah, Quad gets a hit. Obsidian gets a really bad hit. Just kind of flicks it up, and Evan Lars takes advantage. Puts that right in.
Evan Lars, 12th of the season. You're waiting for him to come alive, and there it is. So we've got Obsidian with a goal, and Evan Lars counters to tie it. 2 minutes remaining here in game number 2. Team 4 looking to put a little more pressure here on the Bulls, but they're looking much better here in game number 2. Chaotic goes up the wall, decides not to touch it. Evan Lars goes up. Jamin beats him to it. Carbon will put it off the wall, but Jamin wins the 50. He sends it up. Chaotic clears it up the wall. Obsidian off the crossbar, and it stays out. Carbon and a Kalsov in the corner. It's a double commit there. Chaotic with a good save. He'll punch it out. Obsidian says no, he'll keep it in. Looking at, oh, little double commit from Obsidian there. Clearly Jamin's ball. Kalsov puts it off the corner. Obsidian and Jamin are going back. Obsidian will turn on it. Puts it on net. Great save by Carbon to keep it out. Jamin puts it back on net. Save by Chaotic. It's back on the net again. That's going to float in. With the touch, and he will take the lead for the Bulls.
Look at this offensive pressure by the Bulls. Obsidian gets a shot. Jamin gets a shot. 2 amazing saves, but they just can't keep making them that quickly. And Kalsov gets the scoring touch.
It's Kalsov's 4th of the season here, and he's got to feel good about that, getting on the board in consecutive games. Here's Obsidian looking for the insurance marker. Goes across the field. Jamin's late to get there. Obsidian will back up. That gets pinched out to center. Carbon puts it up for Evan Lars. Gets over 1. Can he get over Jamin? No. Puts it in the corner. Obsidian will chase it down. Chaotic will give him a 50-50. Carbon off the post and out. So close. You just feel that Carbon is maybe not this game, but maybe the next game. He's getting close to starting to put those hat tricks in. Oh! It's this game, folks.
Yeah.
Carbon ties it at 2s. That's his 26th of the season.
Yeah, another questionable touch by Obsidian, getting completely punished by Team 4. Carbon just make sure to put that right home and tie the game up. 40 seconds left.
Held off the score sheet in game number 1. Carbon finds it in game 2. They got to get this win. You don't want to go down 2-0. Obsidian takes the lead right back. That didn't last long.
No. Jamin gets a nice touch there. Carbon just gets a piece, but not enough. And Obsidian puts that over Evan Lars and Quietly Chaotic.
It's late to the party as Obsidian gets his 3rd and 2nd of the match. But yeah, Carbon just a little late reaction, even once it came off the wall from Jamin. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with a block, although he is in great position to do so. Chaotic gets it past Kalsov. Let's see how this bounces. Oh, that is a nasty bounce off the corner, but Evan Lars is going to give it a try. Obsidian puts it back there. Carbon tries to center. He kind of gets under the ball, and Jamin will clear it away to safety. With only 10 seconds left, Jamin centers for Quietly Chaotic. Oh, the short side, top corner. It's tied at 3.
Oh my goodness, Jamin goes for that second hit, I think, but he just missed it, leaving a completely open net for Quietly Chaotic. Tying it up, 10 seconds left. Are we going to see OT?
I think so. Let's find out. 10 seconds to go. Jamin wins the kickoff. Obsidian is going to wait and let Jamin pass it out to him, which he does. Stopped by Evan Lars. Sends it to the far side. Carbon chasing it down. Obsidian keeps it in the air. He keeps it again with Evan Lars helping him out. And nobody can find the handle. Oh, that was dangerous for Team 4, but they escape it. And here we go to overtime. Chaotic wins the draw. It goes up to center as Jamin puts it up there. Carbon will get a touch off the ceiling. Kalsov can't come up with it. Oh, Carbon with a rare miss. And Obsidian sends it up to midfield. Whew. Quietly chaotic. How about him jumping over Evan Lars there to get that down the field?
Yeah, he's been playing very solid so far in these first two games, and it's given his team a chance here. Obsidian kind of learning from Obsidian learning from Carbon a little bit, going for the demo.
Bounce shot by Obsidian, wins it in overtime. As the Bulls will take a 2-0 series lead. That's the hat trick for Obsidian. A little bounce shot, but it took overtime to get the job. Oh, did he clear his teammate? It looked like it was after the fact anyway.
Yeah. Wow, what a nice shot by Obsidian. Honestly, looking at the scoreboard, the shots really tell the story here with 11 shots to 6. 7 of which came from Obsidian himself. And we only saw 2 shots out of Carbon, which is a lot less than what we normally see from him per game.
Felt like Team 4 was taking a lot more of the, or putting a lot more offensive pressure than in game number 1. But certainly the scoring chances tell a different story here on the scoreboard, as you pointed out there. More even distribution from Team 4. You saw Quietly Chaotic, Evan Lars, Carbon, all with a goal apiece. So we got to see a little bit more from Carbon. He looks like he's playing a little more defensive, trying to block Obsidian instead of playing his offensive game, and that might be hurting them a bit. But you can see they can play with him. They can hang with him, and then it's not over yet. They're only down 2-0. We've seen a lot of reverse sweeps this season. But what do you think Team 4 really needs to do? Like we kind of talked about a little bit with more offensive pressure. Is there anything else that they're missing? They didn't seem to demo that much in game number 2.
Yeah, I think they want to get back to their game. They're top in the league for demos as a team even. I think they want to hit Obsidian a bit more. They probably want to be a little bit more aggressive when Obsidian is carrying the ball in the air as well. Just not giving that kind of space to do anything. We know he can. We know he can score some really nice goals. So just kind of get in his face and try and frustrate his play a little bit.
Ooh. Observations there. 98 Bulls threatening early here in game number 3. They smell a sweep. They've got Team 4 on the map and they want to finish them off. As Obsidian starts a little air dribble, passing it off to Kalsov, and Kalsov kind of backs off. He says, "Hey man, you do your thing. I'll just watch and enjoy the show." Oh, Carbon almost got stuffed by Jamin. It was a tight angle, but I think he had it.
Yeah.
Obsidian blocked by Chaotic. Obsidian just running circles around Carbon, decides to leave and go get some boost. Evan Lars with a soft touch, but Obsidian's there to pound it back towards the Team 4 net. Oh, the Chaotic clears it. I don't think that was going in, but it was close. No. It might have gone off the bar. Carbon going down for it. Oh, Kalsov with a nice touch to get around him. And Chaotic misses that, but Kalsov can't do anything more. Obsidian will try to start the offensive pressure. That was a pass that went just too high, and nobody could do anything with that. Jamin gets in too close, and Chaotic will go back the other way. Kalsov lets it go up the wall. Probably a smart play there, actually, instead of trying to do too much with it. Evan Lars across the Carbon, chips it into the net. Beautiful pass. How did Evan Lars see him from across the field?
I don't know. It just happened. I think he just went to block Obsidian, and it just popped right over to Carbon with the 50. Kind of a calculated scenario, but I think Team 4 is going to take it.
Carbon with his 27th of the season. He's 3 goals away from hitting 30, which is a major goal-scoring plateau in Rocket Lads. If you can hit 30, man, you're a sniper. And he's almost there in the last game of the season. Last match of the season, I should say. So let's see if he can hit that 30-goal plateau. Obsidian tips it over Chaotic, but wide, well wide. Jamin will try to center it. He can't get much of a pass. He'll take the boost and move on and rotate out. Evan Lars off Carbon and back down the field as he gets some favorable pinch. Evan Lars centers for Chaotic. Good block by Obsidian. Carbon coming in, pinches off the wall. His teammate circling back should have probably turned on that. But Carbon will just collect that mid boost and he'll watch and get him to position. Chaotic rotates in behind him. Kalsov, valiant attempt to go up for it. A lot of the effort, couldn't come up with it. And Obsidian will try to collect it. Play slowing down. Team 4's got a 1-0 lead here in game number 3. Halfway through this match, they're looking to finally respond to 98 Bulls and their offensive pressure.
Carbon is playing very aggressive this game. He just seems to be everywhere. And it's
Off my Chaotic. Thought that might have had a chance, but Obsidian says, nah, I got this all day. All day. Woo! Obsidian going for a demo, but not enough boost. Good pop by Lars. Jamin up for it. He's going to come up with it. Oh, he just gets the license plate of the front bumper and clear that away from Carbon. Evan Lars up for it, but Obsidian beats him there by a half a second. Carbon gets an interesting bounce. That's going to be over the net. Chaotic coming in, tight angle. Can't find it. Good rotation here from Team 4. You can see them playing as a team. Evan Lars splits the D and puts it in to make it 2-0 for team number 4 as he slips that past Obsidian for his 13th of the season.
Oh, that little hit by Quietly Chaotic really put them out of position. And yeah, Evan Lars just able to take that right through the defenders for the open net.
Team 4 is feeling it now. You see the rotations get crisper. They're starting to get in sync. Carbon's starting to get his head on straight as he pops it over Obsidian. Chaotic. Oh, good block. That almost made it 3-0. Who's on it? Who wants it? Lars. No, he'll let Carbon take it. Jamin with the 50. Keeps it at midfield. Obsidian with a miss. Kalsov will get the touch. He'll punch it to Obsidian and puts it towards the net. It's gonna sneak in. Oh my. Obsidian makes it 2-1.
I'm not sure what even happened here, but Carbon, I think, just didn't see that play going that way.
Evan Lars went up, couldn't come up with it, and then it had enough speed to just get past Carbon. Yeah. Close one. So 98 Bulls aren't done yet. Minute 15 to go in game number 3. They really don't. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Will Team 4? You definitely don't want to let them win this one.
Yeah.
They can come back. But Carbon, he's got something to say to Obsidian. That says, "Hold up, we're not going anywhere. You got 2 more games with us, buddy."
Team 4 is all over the 98 Bulls right now. We're at 9-3 are the shots in favor of Team 4, and 5 of those coming from Carbon. This is exactly what I was talking about through those first 2 games. Carbon usually takes about 3 to 5 shots per game, and we were not really seeing that from him. We're seeing it now, and it's paying off as they're winning at 3-1.
It's 28th this season. Jamin has an empty net. Gets around Chaotic. Obsidian with the steal.
Obsidian steals it.
Not like he needs more. That's his 6th of the series already.
Yeah.
So they make it 3-2. Still lots of time left. It's not in the books at
seconds.
all.
Yeah, 48 seconds. Lots of time to score a goal.
And Team 4 close it out. Kalsov and Evan Lars. Obsidian following. He'll wait for it to bounce. Put it off the back wall for Jamin, who kind of got bumped by Chaotic. Carbon starts out, but he's blocked by Obsidian. Ooh, double commit there, but it works out. Chaotic to Carbon. Carbon demos Kalsov. He centers it. It's there. Oh, it's cleared by Jamin. Evan Lars will try to collect it. Puts it towards the net, but it's going to be wide. Jamin sends it up. Just a carnage over there. Oh my goodness! And they can't capitalize. Carbon chipped it over and Kalsov get the touch. Jamin and Obsidian getting obliterated.
Oh,
and
no.
Oh, Carbon! He's an empty net. There's 7 seconds left. Carbon out to midfield. Oh my goodness. Back and forth they go, and Carbon says, I want one more. As the Team 4 will win by a score of 4-2. Oh, there's a hat trick for Carbon.
Carbon taking the hat trick. Oh my goodness, Carbon is feeling it. That triple commit, the way Obsidian just waited as all 3 of Team 4 flew up in the air. He thought he had it, but then down comes Carbon to make the game-winning save. And then turned into to another goal as well for them. Wow, what a game.
Nice to see Carbon coming alive. The hat trick, that's his 29th. He needs 1 more goal to hit the 30 plateau. Evan Lars chipping in. Obsidian doing his thing. Mind you, he stole one from Jamin, so, you know.
He did.
We'll just overlook that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look at the shot total. 10-5. Definitely pressure was on from Team 4. And really, it's just a matter of keeping this up, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And this is the team four that we've been seeing just so many shots. They're number 3 in the league for shots. And yeah, Carbon is usually the main reason why. We could see that 6 shots in this game, whereas the previous games he was only getting 1 and 2, I believe. So big changes. Clearly, they've kind of changed how they're playing. And their rotations have been really, really crisp. Whereas the first 2 games, I felt like there was a lot of double commits, a lot of sort of not rotating out when they should. But this game looked really, really good. I think we could see the reverse sweep.
Sorry about that. Have you noticed anything about Kalsov's gameplay so far? I've noticed a few things, but what have you noticed?
Kalsov, it's his positioning. I've played with him before Obsidian joined his team, and he doesn't always know where to be. But whereas right now, he may not have quite the skill to make the plays, but he's putting himself into the positions where he should be to make them, which is really great to see. He's getting some good hits. And he scored a couple goals this game, this series as well. Yeah,
he's up to 4 now in the season. But one thing I appreciate about Kalsov's game is that he's really working hard on those aerials. Like, he has no problem going up for them. He's not always connecting. That'll come. But it's nice to see him just go up for that, because a lot of newer players, they'll just stay on the ground, right? Actually, it'd be an interesting stat if you can pull it up there while we start here game number 4. What's his percentage of time in the air and on the ground? I'm curious to know that. As quietly, Chaotic puts that up, and he back passes to Carbon. We'll send it back to the other side of the field to try and get around. Obsidian with a soft touch. Oh, off the post. I thought that was going in. Evan Lars with it. Now at midfield, Jamin will send it back down to the offensive end. Carbon waits for his touch. Centered for Obsidian. Can't get it. Chaotic puts it off into the corner. Obsidian will go back. He's out of boost. He's going to collect the boost at midfield as Jamin comes in to center it. Carbon, whoop, that is dangerous, my friend. Centers it right across his own goal, but he gets away with it. Center for Carbon. Oh, almost stuffed Jamin, but it goes up and over top of the net as Obsidian plays it. There's a nice play by Carbon, letting his teammate Chaotic play it as he rotates back. Up, over top. Nice bump by Carbon. Chaotic can't get a touch. Carbon will reset there, but he can't do much else. Chaotic now puts it safely into the corner. Do you have those stats for us?
Yes. Yeah, so I was just looking before this series. Kalsov was number 2 on most time spent on the ground. He spent 74% of his time on the ground and only about 24% in low air. So a big change between that and what we're seeing right now. He's spending a lot more time up in the air, going for hits that he wasn't going for previously.
Oh, Kalsov takes one away from Obsidian. He had a line to the net. Jamin taps it in off the post. Evan Lars clears it to safety. Yeah, there's a good example. Maybe a little better communication. I mean, Obsidian had a tap in from as far as I'm concerned, but Kalsov unfortunately kind of takes it off. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that stat changes for Kalsov, because you have seen him up in the air a lot more in this game for sure. A lot more. I agree. 75%, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
So. As he gets a touch there. Can't get a favorable bounce. Obsidian will put that in, and it scrapes the post and gets a favorable bounce to take a 1-0 lead from the 98 Bulls. That's Obsidian's 7th of the series.
Yeah, nice little pass out there by Kalsov. And then Obsidian just pops over and knocks it home.
2:20 left here in game number 4. The Bulls have a 2-1 lead. Team 4 looking to go 6-0 on the season to have a perfect record, and they're going to have to come from behind to do it. Jamin goes up. Nice touch. Good read there. That's a tricky spot in the corner. Obsidian clears across his own net. Woo! That was dangerous. Evan Lars is bearing down on him. Carbon with a good save. He'll clear it out to midfield. Jamin elects not to touch. I don't think he had a play. Carbon gets it over Kalsov, and that's going to fall in. There it is, folks. Carbon's 30th of the season.
Wow, yeah, a little bit of an overcommit there, I think, by Jamin. Oh, actually, maybe I missed it. Maybe there was someone back and he just whiffed. Might have been Kalsov. But yeah, just give Carbon the open net.
Nice pop to get over Jamin there. Knew exactly where he was and what he had to do. And that's Carbon's just coming on. Jamin can't get the touch, and Chaotic will clear it. Carbon collects the boost. Oh, rough touch by Chaotic. Definitely not what he wanted to do. But it'll work out as it stays in midfield. Chaotic turns on it, pops it up. Ooh, kind of scooped it. Lars
Karma
coming in though
boomed
to help him out.
Obsidian.
Did he just demo him again?
Yeah, he demoed Obsidian
You
again,
know?
yeah.
Oh man, that Carbon gets me every time. Gotta love him. You know,
Yeah.
you know, saying to Obsidian, "Try me," right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's awesome. Carbon over Kalsov. Demo the Jamin though.
What a-
Oblivion.
I was smart.
And Obsidian is there to collect it, and he'll pop it up and over the bar. Jamin coming in. He's got a shot on goal. He'll put it in with exactly 1 minute left on the clock. Team 4, what happened there? Where was the breakdown?
I don't know. It looks like a lack of communication. I think they all jumped for that first save, and then that just put them both out of position for that second shot. Unfortunate.
14th of the season has given his team the lead as they look to get their first win in season 3 of Rocket Lads. Obsidian up in the air. Jamin will go and follow it. Nice touch down to Obsidian. 11 Lars, he's got to play it. He does, but Jamin's bearing down and puts it off the post. Nice little pinch there by Evan Lars. Obsidian's going back, collects the boost. Carbon doesn't have much. Can't do a whole lot. He's gonna look to pass. He does, but Jamin gets a touch. Chaotic's in a little too close, and Obsidian will send to the offensive zone. Jamin going in front of the empty net. Obsidian just needs to pass it out to him. Instead, he lets it go, and Jamin taps it home to make it 3-1. That's his 15th and second of the game.
Yeah, Team 4, they knew they had to be aggressive. They knew they needed a goal, so they kind of just went all in, and they got punished for it, but at the end of the day, they really had to do what they had to do, try and get that tying goal and put this into overtime.
Time's running out for Team 4 as it looks like they're facing their first loss of the season. As we said at the start of the show, they still have the first round bye locked up, but for 98 Bulls, they certainly didn't come easy, these wins. They've really had to earn them, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Even the first game, 5-1, sounds bad, it looks bad, but it was really a very close game, just with a couple, sort of a give up at the end there, but...
Up for
very,
it. For a 0-second goal, he's and he says, "Get that garbage out of here."
Yeah.
He's on the clock. It is going to be a win for the 98 Bulls, and there it is.
Yeah.
They'll take game number 4 by a score of 3-1, and they'll take the series in 4. But certainly not an easy job. They did not look dominating. They looked good, but I wouldn't say they were dominating. So Team 4, maybe not completely playing up to their potential, as we mentioned there. Game 1 was really close until the end.
Yeah.
And,
I felt like game 1, game 2, Team 4 wasn't really the same team we've been seeing. These last few matches, though, those last 2 matches, they were playing really, really good. Really close series, really fast paced, lots of goals, lots of scoring chances. I think for the 98 Bulls, honestly, the thing I'm most impressed with is just seeing how well Kalsov is improving and what he's doing that he wasn't doing before, and Jamin, of course, being their second man, but stepping up, being top in points multiple games for their team, and just they're working really well together is the word I'm trying to look for. Jamin and Obsidian playing really well. I think one game Jamin had 4 assists off of Obsidian's goals, so playing really well as a team. They just seem to be meshing really well. Look like a dangerous team. Get their first win. They're 1-2 now for the round robin. 3 more games to go for them.
Yeah, good boost for them as basically their games is what's left in the Crackle division. As the season winds down, round robin action ending November 13th at the latest. But yeah, so we saw the 30th goal of the season for Carbon. We saw Evan Lars with a couple, Quietly Chaotic with a couple. Obsidian gets in there. He got, I believe it was at least 8 so far in the opening series. So strong performance from Obsidian. And of course, Jamin chipping in as usual. There's a lot of good chemistry there with Jamin and Obsidian. It seemed like every time Obsidian got the ball, especially off the wall, Jamin just went to the front of the net and looking for those tap-ins there. So good to see the chemistry between them. Team 4, they're a strong team. They're a strong team. I wouldn't want to face them in the second round of the playoffs, that's for sure.
No.
But definitely not quite themselves tonight. But they'll look to get some practice in and iron out a few things now that they've had a look at 98 Bulls. and see what they could potentially be up against in the second round if the 98 Bulls would go through. A good win for 98 Bulls. So they've got, just pull up the standings here. They've got 3 more games remaining. Looks like Bros Before Boost will be in the wild card, maybe against Dine and Dish. So that'll be a big game between 98 Bulls and Dine and Dish when they get their match. Probably determine who goes to the wild card and who will stay out of it. And then on the Rocket side, as we wrap up tonight's action, we got a game tomorrow for you. So it'll be from the Rocket division. It'll be the Gold Diggers. You get to check out another GC and Aspect there. They'll take on the Dunk Squad. This game has a lot of importance as teams are scrapping for that second top seed in the Rocket division to get that first round bye. So that'll be an exciting matchup to watch. That'll be tomorrow night at 8:30. And most of the other teams are done. That'll leave the Gold Diggers and Dunkin' Donuts as the remaining match in the Rocket division, as we have a wild card matchup between Booster Juice and Frostbite locked up, likely coming again around that November 13th deadline.
Date. Yeah.
The date. Yeah. Thank you. Words.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
A lot of action tonight. A lot of back and forth. Nice to see Carbon Obsidian going at it. A few beautiful passing plays there. So lots of good stuff. And we're looking forward to seeing more tomorrow night. What are your thoughts on the Crackle division before we go? And whether tonight's match kind of changed? Now that you get to see 98 Bulls, anything change in your mind about how good they are and what that's going to mean to that division?
Sure. Like right now, I mean, they're at 7th place. That was not a 7th place team. This team is definitely up there with Team 4 and Ball Simps. So it's definitely going to be some big changes for Crackle division. We'll see how they play as they kind of get some more of their matchups against the different teams. But they're definitely a team to look out for. And it's one thing for certain, when we get into the playoffs, even the wild card matches, we have some exciting Rocket League ahead of us for sure. Playoffs are going to be insane.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the Ball Simps, just for in case any viewers are wondering. Ball Simps sitting at 4-1, but their last match is against Pico de Golo. So if Ball Simps win that game against Pico de Golo, they will lock up that second seed for the bye. So it'd be Team 4 and Ball Simps coming out of the Crackle. So 98 Bulls really right now, unless they get some favors done by Pico de Golo, maybe they can talk to Lego before that match. But they're looking really to just keep themselves out of the wild card and gain some team chemistry, and certainly off to a good start tonight.
Yep, and probably look for a better seed just so that their first round's a little bit easier. They don't have to play any of the better teams. But yeah, that's pretty much what they're going to be playing for in these upcoming matches.
Sounds good. Well, thanks to our producer Liquid Wayno for stepping up tonight, doing a fine job. Thank all of you, the viewers who tuned in tonight. It's great to see our activity in the chat. Who is the MVP of tonight's match? Well, 38.9% going to Obsidian, and very deservedly. He played a really strong match from start to finish. So good to see him. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 8:30 for the Gold Diggers versus the Dunk Squad. You'll get to see a couple GCs there, and Aspect and Slick go at it. It should be an entertaining match. We got Spudster and Crow with the call for you tomorrow night. And that wraps it up here. Before we go, make sure that you stay for the awesome highlight video by Nth James. Appreciate all his work. But Patty, it's been a pleasure casting tonight with you.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you all tomorrow.
Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the maze, the dark, the innocent. Chase the faith, the thrill, the heaven sent. I got your world upside down. The labyrinth will guide you far away to a place where senses will decay. Your ghost and mind will shadow play. I got your world upside down.